Capricorn, welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with a little bonus reading. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about to pretend to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings. I do not take your money, e-gifts, donations. I'm not on Facebook, WhatsApp, PayPal, Telegram, or Patreon. I will never ask you for your credit card details. I will never ask for personal details. And I will also never give you a cell phone number to call. So if anyone masquerading as me asks you for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful there's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Capricorn, this is a little bonus reading of what your guides want you to know, the message that they're trying to get through to you. I'm going to get all of your cards first before I connect to an outcome, but just to let you know, there are currently 6 planets in retrograde. So you may feel a little bit of frustration, you may feel low energy or a lack of focus or concentration recently. Don't worry, we are about to have our spirits revitalized as we move throughout this period. We've stepped into Libra season, so the energy gets a little bit better, just so you're aware, but it can make us feel like we're not making progress, or it can make us feel a little bit like hard on ourselves where we feel we're not moving forward. Now, sometimes you may feel like you're taking 2 steps forward, 4 steps back during this period, so just be aware of that. You will be pushing through. Also, this time period can be a positive energy, even though we've got Mercury retrograde and we've got a lot of planets like Uranus making itself known with shocking changes and reversals. You'll see things around the world that go on that, for example, maybe start to happen and then suddenly there's reversals. Could also be, shocking changes that you were not expecting, but you may have had a hunch because you're very intuitive. So watch out for that in terms of worldly events. But also, this is a time period that allows us an opportunity to pause, reflect, really get clear on the next part of our journey, but also to revitalize our spirits. Okay, now for you in particular, my beautiful Capricorn, your 10th and 4th house are influencing you. Okay, so this is about the 4th house is all about your home life, your family, your friends, where you feel like you fit in, where you feel like you belong, and how you make your mark on the world. So you may be looking at those influences in your day-to-day life, but also your 10th house of career, making money, finances, that will also be at the forefront of your mind. Now, you may be somebody who, finances are, of course, important because it is, we need all those money to pay bills and to eat and to live and all of that. And of course, we've got major sort of influential inflation going on around the world in pretty much every country. I don't know much about economics, but I know what I can see and what has been reported, etc., etc. So we all know that the price of living and things like that getting harder. Okay, so you may be like looking at strategies to save your money, secure your money, keep it protected, things like that. That's your 10th house influence. Now, normally you are very savvy in those areas anyway, my beautiful Capricorn, but because of your 10th house influence, you may feel a little bit more focused on that, because our influences, the 10th and 4th house for you, are where your attention will go the most in the next 4 to 5 weeks, okay? So your family, your home life, some of you may even be saving to buy a home or be wanting to put your money in real estate because the two complement each other, okay? Now, I'm just going to go and see the details. Ooh. Okay, I say oof because we got the 7 of Swords here, we got the 10 of Swords. So there's something here that you're trying to work out that perhaps has raised a bit of a problem for you. Part of you is like, you know what, Bubba, I just want to run away from it all and live on an island and sort of like just do me. We got a lot of swords here. 2 of Swords, 10 of Swords, 7 of Swords. So very much in your head at the moment, my beautiful Capricorn. I'm going to see what that's all about, of course. I mean, we've got the Moon card there, so there's a little bit of uncertainty. So there's something here that perhaps you're trying to get your head around at the moment. You've got double 7 in your chart, which is actually very, very positive. And we've got the Death card. Thank you so much for it, guys. Great angels. 9 of Pentacles. So they're actually showing me that you are making changes to make yourself financially secure. Okay, because we got a lot of Pentacles, a lot of Swords, and we've got the Death card. So I feel like you may be safeguarding yourself regarding finances. Now, swords are all about the mind, about communication, and, you know, your sense of expressing yourself. And of course, pentacles are about plans. They're about material gain, or your sense of value, how you value yourself, and also about the things that you've worked really hard for. Now, I'm not surprised to see some of these cards in your chart for the next 4 to 5 weeks, because you are governed by the 10th and 4th house. If you're looking for love, I definitely see an energy here of you being a little bit more patient, and 9 of Pentacles indicates that you're doing you right now. You're focusing on the things that matter to you, self-care routines, really, you know, I feel like you are a little bit more focused in other areas of your life, like your career perhaps, or if you've retired, a little bit more focus on your finances or your resources, protecting what you've already made. So, I mean, look at this, the one who prepares. So I feel like you are prepared for change, because they're really highlighting the Death card here for me, which is major changes, radical sort of new beginnings, and you're just preparing yourself. You've got a plan. So some of you may be actually not just looking at worldly events, of course. Some of you may be actually on a more localized personal scale, making big decisions in your world where you're doing something new and you're strategizing. Now, whenever, and you know, Capricorn, you've always got a plan, and then you've got a plan for the plan, and then you've got a backup plan for the other 2 plans, just in case that doesn't go well. So you're the sort of person who's always ready for every eventuality, because you're very intelligent. You're also very good at strategy, and you are someone who, you know, you like to see all areas and all aspects before you make a move, okay, because you're very savvy. So I feel some of these swords, whilst, I mean, the 10 of Swords in this position indicates there is a new start, but it's something that you've had to go over in your mind, let go of old ways of approaching things. You know, you're looking at challenging situations that haven't served you very well. You're releasing those things and you're moving forward. So some of you, for example, because we've got Pentacles here, we got the 7 of Pentacles, we got the 9 of Pentacles. Some of you may be compelled to write off, send your CV or your resume out there to get another job opportunity to increase your finances, because you're going from a 7 of Pentacles to a 9 of Pentacles. So there is material gain here. You are attracting wealth, okay? But at the same time, the Knave of Swords is like new focus. It's the equivalent of a Page of Swords. So you may feel like there are uncertain times, or you feel with the Moon card that things are shifting in cycles. It's almost like you know, it's almost like you're prepared for every eventuality. And some of you may have like a new idea or a new focus, or you're investigating something that perhaps you're trying to employ in some area of your life, and you're mixing things up, because you got the Temperance card here at the end, which means you are sort of blending all the ingredients together to make something really special. So formulate, strategize, devise. This is the protagonist energy. You're in planning mode. So I fully expect my beautiful Capricorns to be off grid for a little bit whilst you plan the next stage or the next step that you're taking in some area of your life. For example, you may be deciding on a more sort of personal level that you are feeling things are stagnant in your career and you want to advance, and you're smashing through glass ceilings, but you may actually want to look at other areas or other sectors, or you're exploring a new way of thinking, something you haven't thought of before, or you're learning new things to help you elevate and earn more money. Others of you are actually thinking about personal things like, you know, diet, for example. If you feel like you've stayed at the same weight and you're not actually, you know, increasing or decreasing or whatever it is you need to do, I feel like some of you are sort of re-strategizing the way you've been sort of implementing self-care routines or sleep patterns or diet or exercise. So I feel whatever it is, you're definitely in the midst of making a plan, okay? We've got the Moon card here. Now the Moon card is very much, I mean, we've got 2 wolves here on the Moon card, and the wolf represents a pathfinder trying to find the best route. So some of you with the Moon card, it's like using your intuition to, it's almost like you can feel the changes or the shifts that are going on around you, and you're preparing. It's almost like, my beautiful Capricorn, you prepare for the worst so that when it's better than you think, you're like, phew, well, at least I was prepared for the worst, but it wasn't as bad as I thought. I would say to that, that's of course perfect. I'm a Scorpio, so I understand that level of strategizing and formulating plans, but be mindful of catastrophizing, okay? Because sometimes when we catastrophize, we always think of the worst situation, then we attract it, or we overanalyze and we start to become very worried, okay? So they just want you to be aware of that. Two of Swords indicates something perhaps has become a little bit stagnant, or you just feel like, because I also feel like, there's part of you that feels a little bit frustrated that it seems to be you're in a repetitive cycle of like being in your head and working out money, and you're like, things need to change. You want to, there's no wands here, so it's like, where's the excitement, where's the passion, where's the inspiration? I feel like you're trying to inject a little bit of other energy into your day-to-day or into your life cycle. Also, there's no water here apart from the Temperance card, so I feel like you're on autopilot a little bit in your mind, and what I mean by that is you're being very logical about this time, okay? And you're looking at yourself and your investments, and I'm not just talking about financial investments. I feel it's about your personal investments, like your energy, okay? So I feel that you're trying to work out the best direction, because as I said, wolves are pathfinders. Now, typically in the moon card, you have a wolf and a dog, which represents sometimes intuitively we have to find the middle ground between, going off and doing something radically different, being very independent like the wolf, or doing something a little bit more safe, more grounded, more sort of already proven to work, like the dog, the domesticated energy, okay? So sometimes it's like finding the balance between a calculated risk and using your intuition to know that actually I'm going to take the safe route right now. Now, this is really interesting. My guides just gave me that someone's, they've done this once before, like many years ago, maybe even for your sign, my beautiful Capricorn. Someone's label is sticking out of the back of their coat or shirt or jumper, sweater, whatever. Someone's label is sticking out. And my guide wants to point it out because it's almost like they're indicating, I just want to get the energy right. One moment, please. Well, they're indicating to tuck it back in, but they're indicating that perhaps the attention has wavered and they're bringing them back into the reading. The label is sticking out. There's something about putting a label on it, perhaps, or not putting a label on it. Don't know what that really means. When I can't quite grasp the energy, I'll always be honest with you, my beautiful Capricorn, and say, you know what, I can't decode it. So I'm going to have to leave it there. I'm not just going to make something up for you, okay? I can see what they're showing me, which is someone's label out, and I don't really know what more to do with that. So I'm going to disconnect from that energy. The moon card is about the hidden coming to the light. So I feel like you are prepared for the unexpected. You're prepared for the unknown. With the moon card also, I feel there's this level of mystery. So I feel like you are sort of like going off grid a little bit, perhaps using your instinct. The moon card is about sudden changes and you being prepared. Also, I feel like you're making opportunities for you. This card tends to mean great opportunities lie in the shadows. So I feel like you're preparing or strategizing to find a different way to get to where you want to go. It doesn't mean that the path that you're on is not the right path. You're actually on the right path. But what it does mean is that some of you may be streamlining your energy or being more efficient with your time to get to where you want to go in an easier way, okay? So as you can see, these two wolves are like howling at the moon, and there's a big old mountain right in the center. And it's like, how do we overcome an obstacle? Now, as you can see, those two wolves, they actually appear larger than the problem. So it's like the path that you find will actually sort of almost dwarf the problem. So you will overcome the obstacle. But sometimes we don't have to go over the mountain. We can go around it. So I feel like that's about you finding another alternative route. You're still getting to where you want to go, but any obstacles, I feel like you're finding an easier way. It keeps coming up for you, working smarter, not harder, okay? Nave of Swords. Now, as I said, this is the equivalent of the Page of Swords. So this is a card of being curious, opening up your mindscape. It's a call for greater investigation. Now, when you get a Page of Swords, this always connects to genius, having a wonderful, incredible mind. And some of you will be paying a lot of attention to the undercurrent of wherever you're at, okay? So whether that's you work in an environment, in an office, for example, you are sort of using your skills to pay close attention and being vigilant, calculating risks, calculating another way, because this is a card of calculation, okay? And for some of you, the Seven of Swords is here. So Seven of Swords can be like someone not being 100% honest with you, or someone trying to, you know what, they just said to me, look at the label, look at the label. So I don't know what that means. Perhaps they're really trying to draw my attention to a label. It doesn't have to be someone's shirt's label out. It can mean, you know, I'm going to give you what I thought of instantly as me. My guides are actually giving me, look at the label. Okay, but what I thought of as me, I thought if you're purchasing something, make sure, you know, you look at all the fine print or the small print, especially if you're taking out like a loan or things like that. Look at the label. I feel like it's about being really clear about what you're connecting to. So I'm just going to leave that like that. Okay, because I really, I'm maybe they're trying to give me the message in another way and I'm just not getting it. If you could be more clear, that'd be amazing. Thank you so much. I'm sure grateful. Okay, they're actually just giving me a symbol right now of a diamond. My gosh, I mean, Capricorn, are you out there buying diamonds? So, I mean, diamond. Now, diamond could be like clarity. It could also be wealth or the sense of worth. Diamond, I feel like it's a symbol, actually, because, oh, thank you so much, I'm sure grateful. They're indicating pages bring news. So they're indicating, okay, so look out for the sign of a diamond. I don't think it's actually a diamond, although if you're, you know, if you're in a relationship, perhaps someone's going to pop the question and they've bought you a diamond. I don't know. But what I'm getting is if you see the symbol of a diamond, so you could be walking down the street and on the billboard there's a symbol of a diamond, even if it's an outline of a diamond. Doesn't have to be what we perceive as a diamond. It could be the outline shape of one. So please take it as it resonates. It indicates really great news. Now, some of you, if you're looking in work, you could be headhunted at this time. You could have some news come your way of like a job that's kind of off grid. And what I mean by that, it's not open to everybody. Okay, so there could be a little bit of nepotism going on there, or someone shoots you like an opportunity in your direction, and it's not really something that's open to everybody. But again, I would do your due diligence, especially if you are signing contracts and things like that, especially since you've got a Seven of Swords there. Seven of Swords is an energy to sort of keep your wits about you, okay? It could also be like keep confidentiality. So if, for example, an opportunity comes your way and it's a little bit off grid, don't tell anybody about it, because it could come back to bite you on the you know what, okay? Sometimes Seven of Swords doesn't have to be about someone's lying, cheating, or stealing. It can mean that someone breaches confidentiality, or someone, you know, tells you only half the story or half of something and leaves out the rest, which technically is lying. But they would say, oh, I just forgot to tell you that part where you're going to be working 300 million hours for like less. So I would just check that out, okay? But the Knave of Swords, some of you are going to be, well, I feel because of that new moon energy that we had from Virgo, that's still kind of like influencing a little bit of the situation. It'll die down in about 2 or 3 days. That's about being productive, getting organized, and I feel like your brain synapses are like on overload of thinking of wonderful ideas and situations that you could find yourself in, and sort of really calculating the next step. Okay, so when we're in thinking mode, especially with 6 planets in retrograde, when we're in thinking mode, we may feel like we're not really making progress. Two of Swords is like stalemate. But because you've got the Moon card and the Two of Swords here, that's a lot of uncertainty. So if you're trying to make some decisions about what step next, okay, and you're feeling a little bit unsure or a little bit lost in some area of your life, whether it's your love life, whether it's your career, whether it's, because I feel like there's this energy of perhaps you've tried to do everything you can in some area and it's just not worked out the way you wanted it to. With the Seven of Pentacles, I see you finding yourself a new strategy or opening yourself to another way of doing something to get a better outcome, because the change is happening and the Nine of Pentacles is the better outcome, okay? So Two of Swords indicates a moment of feeling like things are like, not going anywhere. The energy feels stagnant, but it can also be, and this is your protagonist energy. So it's almost like you're taking a pause to investigate something that you're uncertain about. So whether it is an energy of, because right now I don't see your focus being on love. Okay, that's what I'm seeing. Although we got the Hierophant there could have been a high level commitment with you and a person that came to an end and you're wondering whether it's something you can save, because the Seven of Pentacles is like, can we save this? Okay, but because we've got two cards here, Ten of Swords says no, new start, and the Seven of Pentacles says, but could we save this? Is there a way to find a middle ground? Is it worth saving? So I feel like there's a lot of conflicted energy in your resistance position. But the Two of Swords basically can mean, duality as well, adapting to uncertain circumstances. So if you came to this reading and you've just lost your job, for example, you may feel like things are very uncertain right now and you're not sure how to proceed. Know that there is an opportunity, there is change happening here, and there is actually an opportunity coming on in that brings more finances than you were having before, okay? Now, that's not to say that all Capricorns listening to this are going to lose their job. I'm just getting an energy of people who've already lost their job and have come to this reading. So it's not, I don't see any major changes like that happening here, okay? I actually see you learning more about something, perhaps to set up a second stream of income, because the Two of Swords is about duality. It's about flexibility, adapting to circumstances, okay? So I feel like you're investigation mode. Now, we've also got the One who grants wishes, and it's in the resistance position. It's covered by the Hierophant, which means you feel like no one really does you any favors, my beautiful Capricorn. Nobody in power, nobody in governments, nobody around you. You're always the sort of person who has to find the path on your own, be very independent, self-sufficient. You got this. So you always are aware that you feel no one really, including the universe, you're like, you know what, I rarely get good luck. I feel like you're the sort of person who tries to make your own luck, okay? But I feel like you will be surprised by the end of the 4 to 5 weeks, because it says wishes, desires, and hopes, okay? So something that you have been trying to manifest, which I feel is some sort of launch of something, or a new idea that you've had, or perhaps even a new focus in life. I mean, I'm picking up real 10th house vibes about finance. So some ideas you've had, whether it's going into real estate because of the fourth house, or whether it's about buying a home, there's definitely a new start opening up to you, okay? A new adventure. And it's something that you have been wishing for. It is going to be granted, but it's in the resistance position right now, covered by this Hierophant card, which means you lack faith, or you feel that things have not been traditionally going in your favor, so you've had to work harder than most to get to where you want to go. But this card is also about finding a traditional route, and sometimes, my beautiful Capricorn, you're like, no, the traditional route doesn't suit me. So I feel like you rebel against the status quo or the norm. You're doing something different, that's for sure. And some of you may feel called to learn more about a craft or a new idea or a hunch that you have, because the Moon card and the Knave of Swords is all about suddenly you have like a hunch or an instinct that you should investigate something, or you've got a new idea and you're really curious about where it will lead you, okay? So I feel you're actually going to connect to that, and it's going to be something that solidifies something really special, okay? This is about meeting your expectations as well. You expect some sort of new start. You may expect that it's going to be hard, but actually I see it being easier than you thought. So I just want you to be aware of that. Also, the Hierophant is spiritual practices. So I feel some of you have felt really disconnected from source or from your guides recently. Your guides are showing me right now that you're going to find a coin. Well, they're actually showing it to me in a pocket, okay? A coin in a pocket. But I feel like you will find a coin in an unusual place. Now, this has come up before for other signs, but it is sometimes a very typical way that your guides or your ancestors try to make their presence known. Like, you know, for example, a friend of mine, they had a conversation with me a while ago, and they were like, you know what, Bubba, I never actually get any signs or anything like that. And I said, you got to ask for a sign. You know, you can't just sit there and be like, you know what, I'm expecting a sign, because your guides have to give you the sign that you want. And then they said, well, I want something, you know, that really stands out, something that couldn't, you know, couldn't possibly happen. And I was like, okay, well, be really clear about what that is. And they actually mentioned a coin themselves, you know, and said, you know, maybe if I find a coin in a really unusual place. And I was like, okay, so mention the unusual place. And she didn't really sort of like say exactly where she wanted this coin to be. And I understand why, because if you do mention it to other people, you may think that someone could like place it there. So anyway, literally after the conversation, the next morning I get a text and she's like, OMG. Okay, I woke up this morning and it's so bizarre because there was a coin full on right next to my bed on the floor, and it was upright. It wasn't just lying on the floor, it was upright like that. Okay, and just is balanced upright, and she just was like, she lost it. So I said, you got to be clear. So Capricorn, same thing, be clear about the signs you want from your guides, and they will try to make themselves, their presence known, so that you are aware they're there to help you. They do not step in unless you're in danger, but they will help when you ask. Okay, so coins are going to be very important, so watch out for coins in sort of pockets and places that you think, oh, that couldn't be there, or I didn't, you know, I mean, most people put coins in a pocket, I get that, but say if you take something out of your drawer that you washed and you haven't worn it for ages or whatever, something like that, check out the pocket for a coin, or, you know, it could be in a shoe or something like that. So just watch out for that. Now, we got the Ten of Swords. It's in the resistance position with the Seven of Pentacles. So this is like, with the Seven of Pentacles in this position, this is like you're giving up things that are not rewarding, okay? You're just not investing time in the situations that you feel drag your energy down. I definitely see a new start here. With the Ten of Swords, this is about having a point of epiphany where you're done with the old and you're ringing in the new. Anything that no longer serves you, whether it's patterns, whether it's people's BS, whatever it is, you're just like done. Done with the drama, done with that. I mean, for some of you in a high level commitment relationship, you may have just come to this reading after separating, okay? And part of you is like, you know what, I'm going to focus on my finances. And, you know, with the Seven of Swords, you may have, because I'm also getting the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords doesn't always have to mean that someone is being unkind or betraying your trust. It can also mean a desire to be independent. So some of you may be like embracing independence after a divorce or after a long-term relationship, some sort of separation. So they're actually giving me the word confident in the water right now. So building confidence, you're doing something differently. But for the majority of you, I actually see you stretching your boundaries and really marching to the beat of your own drum, okay? They keep giving me the diamond symbol. I mean, diamond is about worth, it's about value. Maybe that's what it's about. Maybe your guys are trying to hint that, you know, a diamond, you are a diamond, but you're going to see diamond symbols everywhere over the next 4 to 5 weeks, okay? I feel that's even a message from your guides that there's some really great news headed your way that helps move you forward and change things up for you. Seven of Pentacles. By the end, I mean, it starts off in this position. By the end of the 4 to 5 weeks, Seven of Pentacles is your hard work kind of paying off. But it's also a card of opening yourself up to a new strategy, being at a crossroads, a self-evaluation period where you're like, okay, what do I need to do next to get to where I want to go? Okay, what am I manifesting? And is it worth it? Is it worth the investment that I'm putting in, the energy that I'm putting in? Is this new start worth it? Okay, so some of you, as I said, may be thinking about changing careers or changing the way that you work. You may stay where you're at, but you're changing, you're making big changes with the Death card and the Ten of Swords, even if it's changing your mind on something, okay? But I see you really happy with the changes, and the Nine of Pentacles says you're self-sufficient, there's financial gain, a little bit more money. Perhaps you are deciding to stop spending so much, or you're looking at the way you spend, saving a little bit more money, because the Seven of Pentacles can be about saving. How can I save this? So for some of you, you know, if you've been going through a rocky time in a relationship, some of you may be trying to embark on a new sort of start with your person, have an open, honest conversation, and try and save the union, because there's going to be a lot of points of epiphany. Compassion, of course, is important if you're trying to save a relationship on both sides. It takes two to tango. But yeah. With the outcome energy, we got the one who listens. Oh, wow. Understanding, witness, and compassion. So that's definitely there. And I just heard some shuffling. It's almost like footsteps. There's no one here. I'm just here by myself. So maybe nobody caught that on camera. You know, I mean, maybe it was the neighbor and they're wearing like super high heels or something. I don't know. But perhaps I'm hearing maybe someone just walked footsteps by you, and I mean like not a weird creepy footsteps, but as in a person walking. Okay, so I'm just going to leave that there. We've got the one who nurtures, empathy, gentleness, insight. So that's having compassion with yourself as well, because sometimes you tend to be really hard on yourself, my beautiful Capricorn, especially if you feel there's a moment where you're not moving forward, or you don't have a plan. You know, remember, you're a human being, not a human doing. You don't always have to be like running around trying to get everything done. So it's so important to remember that. Also, your heart chakra and third eye, very dominant in the energy for the next 4 to 5 weeks. So, you know, pay close attention to your hunches. We've got the Temperance card, which is all about patience. But it's also about finding balance and mixing things up, blending things, transforming things. So I really feel like all the ingredients are coming together. To find, they're giving me this healthy balance of taking the initiative to affect change, but also to accept change. So again, it's to be flexible. The Temperance card is about blending, it's about rejuvenation and tempering your thoughts, perhaps, because I see your brain going like a mile a minute. But I actually see perhaps there's something here that's really got you thinking and like trying to work something out. So if there's a problem that you've been trying to solve, there's definitely an answer that comes towards you that helps you. Okay, now I'm going to pull a card on this Seven of Swords, because when I touch it, I really get this energy of, you know, you're not people pleasing, you march to the beat of your own drum. Wow. Sorry, I'm just going to drop the card for a moment. They just gave me a really loud song. It was such a burst. It just made me go, that's too loud. Okay. Let me just connect to that woman, please. It's very rocky, this song. Oof, it's even made my hands sweat. This one goes out to the man who minds for miracles. This one goes out to the ones in need. The road was paved by the winds of change. We weren't born to follow. Whoa, okay. So the way that that song came out just now, it feels like it's not all part of the same verse or something. It comes in and out, in and out. So it feels like I'm being given key. They actually just gave me key words. I was going to say key moments, but my guides actually just put in the water key words. So they're giving me key moments or key words from that song that's so important. Now, this song may be important because you may hear it on the radio. I can't tell you what this song is. I don't know this song. Probably it's a really rocky band. I would say it's kind of like 80s, maybe 90s kind of rock. Anyway, that song may be relevant because it plays after this reading, or you may hear that song in the next 4 to 5 weeks. But I was just holding the Seven of Swords. As I said, sometimes this card is about being independent, marching to the beat of your own drum. And that song literally, the last sentence was like, we weren't born to follow. So this is about you finding a new way to do something so that you perhaps are self-sufficient, that you're not relying on anybody. Okay, I'm going to pull a quick card on that Seven of Swords for you. I'm only taking the upright in this deck, just so you're aware. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Great Angels. Can you please guide? Temperance card, patience, Page of Pentacles. So Page of Pentacles could be a new job coming on in. I mean, Pentacles are so much on your mind right now. Even if I don't feel like you're obsessed with money, it might be for Capricorn, but what I do feel is that it is a primary focus because of your placements, your house placements. So Temperance is to be patient, you're mixing things up. Page of Pentacles indicates you see your value, what you have to offer. I mean, this is a Capricorn card anyway, and this is about you sort of patiently waiting for either a new job, raise, promotion, or financial news that sees things elevate. The Page of Pentacles also is about being practical and having a sense of effort, putting the effort in, and being realistic. Someone who's learning. So some of you may embark on a course of study to learn more about your craft, or in order to set up a second stream of income, a new business, or you are learning new skills to apply them to your situation so that you are offered the highest level, or offered more. I mean, this is a card of being stable. So that Seven of Swords, I really get a sense of independence. So I feel, yeah, I mean, the Page of Pentacles is dependable. Someone who's faithful, someone who's loyal, someone who applies themselves, works really hard, has a lot to offer, and is fairly recompensed for their work. So as you can see, there's like a mountain there, just like in the Moon card. I just want you to see there's no pathway there in that particular Moon card. Normally there is, but in the Temperance card here, we've got a pathway through the mountain and towards the sun. So I feel like you're finding an easier route to get to the happy spot. So I definitely feel a sense of independence with that card. The Death card symbolizes change, but it's also about value, weighing things up. As you can see, you put things on the weighing scales. It's about truth. It's about like for like. It's about evolution. It's about change. Now, okay, they're just giving me this energy. Now is the time for transition. Things are changing from one form to another. Allow this to happen for your greatest good. Okay? But what I think here is, my beautiful Capricorn, you see the changes. Okay? So I feel, I mean, this is your outcome energy. There's a rebirth of energy. Suddenly you feel like independence, like you can take on the world, like you're off doing whatever it is you set out to do. Some of you may feel compelled to set up like YouTube channels and things like that, because there's so many swords. It's all about communication. And the Nine of Pentacles is about being self-sufficient financially, but it's also about being disciplined with your money, being self-reliant, having self-control, knowing that you can rely on yourself. So this is very much a very sort of independent, self-reliant kind of energy I'm getting. So your guides are showing me that you are rebirthing, you're in control. There is a definite sense here of you having a strong foundation and adapting with change. Now, whether that's changes around the world, whether that's changes on a localized level, I definitely see you changing the way and embracing new. Because it seems like the old way of doing things, or something here that you've been doing, has not been giving you the level of results that you'd hoped for. So I don't feel like you've been having financial setbacks, but I definitely see that you're adapting a new way of doing something that actually brings bigger and better reward. Okay, I'm going to get 3 cards all in the upright just to see if there's any final energy before I close the reading. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide? I mean, I'm not surprised to see the Fool card there. We got the Empress card. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides. And we got the Queen of Wands. Okay, so this is the Fool card is about embracing new beginnings, being curious, but it's also about reminding you to enjoy the journey, to enjoy the adventure, to remember that childlike spirit within you, especially if you've got a lot of swords going on and you've got a lot of mental activity. And, I mean, you had swords and pentacles. And Capricorn, that's like, doing a lot of thinking, doing a lot of working. and it's like, where's the fun at? Are we having fun yet? So with this card, I feel like you're going to launch yourself in, realize, of course, your potential, but you're going to free yourself up from overthinking. And I feel like you're actually going to embrace and have faith. Embrace a little bit more of a new strategy that gives you a bit more freedom, and you're going to take a calculated risk, because that's what the Fool card does. Starts from the beginning, starts a new journey or a new path, and trust that the universe has got their back. Okay, so I feel like some of you may be taking some sort of new start in some area of your life. The Empress energy indicates that there is abundance. You are attracting abundance at this time. Right now they show me a whale in the water. A whale. I mean, some of you may be going on a trip where you're watching whales, perhaps. Whales are very intuitive. Okay, they have that sonar. They have that whale song. So, you know, they put that out into the ether, out into the water, to sort of gauge their surroundings many, many miles away from them, so they can sort of sense what is around them. Also, they go to, you know, they go towards depths. Very intuitive, very emotional creatures. Very sensitive, normally very gentle, unless they feel threatened, of course. So I'm not really sure why a whale is important for you, but they're just showing me that. Maybe it's about that sonar, that intuition, that instinct. To see below the surface. They just said to see below the surface. That's something I picked up definitely at the beginning there. The Empress is also about the investment that you made already will still reap rewards, okay? Because I see you starting from starting something new, but you're not starting from scratch. You're starting from experience, okay? So some of you, for example, you may have been worried that you are a certain age and starting something new may be making you feel a little bit anxious. I don't care what age you are, okay? Whether you're 109 and you decide that you're going to go on a skydive, or whether you are like 94 and you're starting up a new business, or whether you are 19 and you're, you know, being independent and you're not following, you know, a traditional route of work. Whatever it is that you're doing and you're doing it differently, you are going to reap rewards. This is a card of abundance. This is a card of material gain, but it's also a card of talent, of gifts that you have, natural gifts, and it's a card of comfort, joy. For some of you, I feel if you have children, you may see some of your children going off to college and things like that, and you are back being an independent, like, I mean, I feel like you're always an independent spirit, my beautiful Capricorn, but some of you may actually be embracing, you know, the countryside or your home life a little bit more. Queen of Wands is about attracting magnetic energy. Your passion is your power. Now there's two people there, so I will pull a quick card on that. The Queen of Wands can also be about creative collaborations. So some of you, you know, you may be going off on your own doing something by yourself, but also you may be creating some sort of group think tank, or, you know, you may be sort of brainstorming with a lot of people, other people, in order to set up a business there. But the Queen of Wands typically means taking some sort of passionate risk, but also being protected, because the cat represents protection, also independence. So I feel this is something, it's about having courage to follow your passion. So I'm just going to pull a card, because it could be that someone comes along to help you, because I definitely see a headhunted energy here if you're looking for a new career. Some of you, the Empress card always thinks about the family unit. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides. Hangman. Okay, so this could be something that you've been waiting for. You get a good news on it. I definitely see good news coming on. It's almost like good news coming on returns after a long period of waiting for some sort of result. But also there could be someone from your past. We have Mercury Retrograde. Doesn't always have to be an ex, okay? Everyone thinks, oh no, not Mercury Retrograde and those exes again. But the Hangman is to see things from a different perspective, to release outdated ideas or, you know, situations, and be willing to sacrifice something in order to gain something better. So I definitely see you letting go of things in order to embrace the new. But we've got the Six of Cups here. Now, Six of Cups, it can mean someone, because I'm clarifying two cards, two people, you know, we've got the Queen of Wands and the Empress. So this could be somebody, male or female, doesn't, you know, my readings are not gender specific, but there could be someone that you haven't seen for a while who comes on in with an opportunity. whether they're headhunting you. There's some sort of offer being given to you with their heart, as in, they really think a lot about you. It could also be love. It could be somebody that you haven't seen for a while. It doesn't have to be an ex. It could be someone that you went to college with and there was always a little bit of flirtation, but it never went anywhere. There's definitely an energy of reuniting, and this card can also be about a return to good times or thoughts about good times, happy memories. Now you may feel a little bit more nostalgic as we move throughout the time period. Some of you may feel like you're getting a little bit older, and that may be on your mind. You're not just getting older, my beautiful Capricorn. You are gaining wisdom, and you are glowing. Because the Queen of Wands and the Empress, they're the most attractive cards in the deck, male or female, doesn't matter. They represent physical, aesthetical beauty, as well as a good heart and magnetism. So I just want you to be aware you will be turning heads. So if you are looking for love at the end of the time period, I definitely see you attracting love, okay? But I just don't feel it's your primary focus at this present time. Six of Cups also indicates the universe bringing some sort of blessing your way. So watch out for that. There's definitely an offer or a gift on hand for you, okay? I'm just going to get some final cards before we close. Lots of symbols and signs for you to look out for over the next 4 to 5 weeks. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Nine of Pentacles definitely sees you, being independent and being secure in some area of your life. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Capricorn what they need to know? Can you please guide them for their highest good, what they're meant to be aware of? Oh, they just said one more, so I'll give it. So we have, okay, interesting that we got a wolf here as well, because they were so on point at pointing out those two wolves. And it says here, differences. You can learn from people who are different from you. Cultural, age, conflict, opposites attract, okay? So I mean, because we got the Empress card and we got the Queen of Wands card, it can mean someone older than you or younger than you comes towards you to offer a new start or offer you an opportunity. And, you get a chance to learn from this person and they get a chance to learn from you. Because we can learn from every person we meet. Every single person and situation that we encounter is put on our paths so that it can enhance our journey. Okay, even right down to the barista that serves your coffee in the morning. Okay, we can learn a lot from each person and each interaction. So it's so important to realize that every single person and every single interaction matters. It informs your journey in some way. We've got divine light. The divine light of love is shining through you and in your life right now. Awakening, renewal, restoration, and birth. Okay, so major awakening, major epiphanies occurring. We've got offerings. I mean, same energy, different deck. There is an offer or a gift that's meant for you. Trust it. Now, the Seven of Swords can mean that perhaps it throws up a trust issue, but I would say definitely listen to this card. Offer a gift showing respect, healing. Something offered just for you. Trust it. And we also have Shapeshifter. You can morph into anything to help you overcome a setback. Shift perception, your gift, chameleon. You're someone who is very flexible, my beautiful Capricorn. You adapt to the time period that you find yourself in. So I definitely see you finding a way. As I said, the wolf is a pathfinder. So if you've gone through some sort of difficult period before you got to this reading and things have not gone the way you'd hoped or things are at a stalemate, know that you will find the path. You will find a way. You may also find, because I keep getting this energy of you finding an alternative route that is easier to accomplish the goal that you've got your eyes set on, okay? And also we've got the soul would have no rainbow if the eyes had no tears. Remember the ingredients of, creating a rainbow? Sun and rain. Sometimes in order to create something really special, we have to work a little bit harder. There has to be a little bit more blood, sweat, and tears, okay? And I really feel like you're creating something special. The Temperance card tells me that alone, okay? So very important energy. Now, just before I put this card down, I'm getting shamanic drumming, okay? Now, this person is not drumming, but perhaps you have picked up a shamanic drumming course, or perhaps you have been compelled to listen to shamanic drumming just before bed, or maybe you've been following a spiritual practice and they've just introduced shamanic drumming into the course as well. Please take it as it resonates, but they're indicating it will calm your mind and center you, okay, and actually help you with blessings. So we've got enchantment here. Know your power, because when we know our power, my beautiful Capricorn, we attract opportunity to us, okay? Because enchantment is about being your wonderful self, grounded. And what they're showing me here is, because they're showing me someone with a hand open and a magnet in their hand. So they keep giving me this energy of you are a magnet, or the power, your own personal power is in your own hands. You can attract what you truly deserve. Okay, by knowing that you're enough. Now they're giving me something. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but it's they're really highlighting the lighthouse there and the rocks and a ship that is sailing too close to the rocks. I feel your intuition is guiding you away from the rocks. Something you're planning is taking you out of difficult times and into the sun. That's what I feel. We've also got strength. So having that confidence that you need. You just asked me to look at this closer. It says star. So I definitely feel like stars are aligning to bring you something better or put you in a really good position. Your actions are putting yourself in a really good position. Something that you are investigating right now. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Grand Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Capricorn? They want 2, so I'll give you 1 more. What do my beautiful Capricorn need to know? Can you please guide them for their highest good? What are they meant to be aware of? Thank you so much. I'm truly grateful. Drop the mic, Capricorn. The whale. They're showing me the whale in the water for you. Okay? So, I don't know. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Put on the lottery, my beautiful Capricorn. Maybe the diamond is like on one of those scratch cards. You've also got orca whale. You could have got any card in the deck. 2 whales. Okay? That's about using the sonar. I mean, I'm just going to show you this. You could have got Black Jaguar, All Soul. You could have got Coyote. You could have got Elk Nobility, Goose Inner Knowing, Cat Independence. You could have got any of those cards. But your guides and my guides, they work together to give you a message. And they gave me a whale in the water. Okay? So I just want you to be aware that I'm channeling. So, you know, these things come out. I love it when my guides want to enhance the experience that you're having by sort of showing you that what I'm seeing is something that they want to give you as a message. Okay, I'm only the messenger. I'm the conduit for it to come through. That's it. That's my purpose. So it says here, humpback whale, singer, sing healing songs for the world. Your inner navigation always guides you. Nothing can stop you or keep you from your goal. Align yourself with purpose and the power in your soul. Okay, and you got the moon card there, even like moon uncertainty. Okay, so I feel this is something that you are intuitively guided towards, trusting your intuition. We've also got orca whale adventure. That's what that Fool card's all about, taking a new path, adventure. It says here, dare to do things differently. Sing your wild song, manifest your travel dreams, attempt the great journey with confidence, be loyal, friends and family are your treasures, be brave, you are more powerful than you know. Okay, so major messages there for you, my beautiful Capricorn. I'm just going to go and get a rune before we close. Oh, they only just want 1. Okay, so this is the horse rune, and this is all about progress, future changes, but movement forward, trust in the unknown. Intuitively, you're putting yourself in a really good position, but this is to move forward and make progress. Sometimes, especially since you're a sign that needs to move forward, my beautiful Capricorn, you always need to be forward moving. When you're given like 6 planets in retrograde, sometimes you can feel like, oh, I feel stuck. I feel stagnant. I don't know what to do. Why are things off? Why do I not have the energy? Why do I feel a bit clouded? It's giving you a sort of a moment to really pause and contemplate the next step and look at areas in our life where we feel like we have not found balance. So if your focus has been about money or work or, you know, your family and, you know, all those responsibilities that you have, sometimes we've got to step out of a comfort zone and find fun or find enjoyment, excitement, adventure, travel if you're lucky. Okay, so definitely something to think about, finding that balance. And I'll leave it there, my beautiful Capricorn. I hope something resonates in this reading for you. These readings, they've come in on the cusp of like moving from Virgo season into Libra season, so they tend to be a little bit bumpy and not as clear as usual. But anyway, they'll be a little bit more clearer for the monthlies for Libra season, okay, for October. So I'll leave it there. If something resonates, please like and subscribe to my channel. Completely free for you. All you have to do is press a little bell that lets you know when I update my next message. It lets me know that you resonate with the reading, which is very, very important for me too. Thank you so much, my beautiful Capricorn. Love and light.